Hi everybody, welcome to the Cozy Hermitage Craft Cottage. Though, as you can see behind me, we're in the main house in my dining room. Haven't been, I was out in the craft cottage on Tuesday for our knit night, and Ruben came over and we had a pleasant time knitting and chatting, and Ruben's doing really well at his knitting and his crochet. Well past my abilities in the crochet area. And just progressing quite nicely every time I see him. I haven't really been out to the craft cottage at all. It's been a little bit hot. And anyway, I've been working on some other I'm learning some new stuff, new skills. As some of you know, I'm legally blind, and I've been that way for 3 or 4 years now. And oops, sorry about that. But anyway, I've noticed my eyes are getting a little bit worse. The light is bothering me, but if I don't have the light, I have a harder time seeing, and so I'm not too sure what to do about that. Hopefully I'm meeting with a person from Lilac, which is a kind of a blind assistance place in Spokane. They're going to come over and teach me how to use the my white canes better. But anyway, some stuff came into the mail for me this week, and so I thought I'd share that with you. And that was a TV set. I have I don't know, audio description on it. It tells me when I'm watching YouTube. I can't read the little blurb that tells you what the video is or anything. So this reads it to me, and I don't have to squint or go up to the TV to see what it is. So anyway, so I bought some things on eBay. I got some things from the NFB, which is the National Federation for the Blind, and I have some things from the Washington Talking Book and Braille Library, which is located in Seattle, and they'll send stuff all over the state. If you want a Braille book or an audio book, or I'll show you a couple of things I have from them. And yeah, so let me get you turned around. Well, let me see. Can I show you stuff like this? Yeah, hang on a minute. Let me turn around here. Okay. So this is kind of a blind episode. This this one. So if you're not interested in this, you can just wait till next week, and I'll have some crafting stuff on there. But this week I'm just doing this because this is what I've been practicing and learning all this week and last week, and this is just what it is. So this is called a this is a slate, and this is the stylus. So what you do is this is how you can. This is a cheap way to write Braille. Is it easier to write Braille this way? I don't know. I don't think so, but you have to know your Braille well enough, because even though Braille reads left to right, when you write it with the slate and stylus, you have to write it from right to left, and you have to write the letters backwards. So you have to know your Braille front and back. and then when you take the paper out, you flip it over, and you can read it normally. So I have a couple of these. I got this blue one from the NFB, and that was free. They sent this to me free. And then this one I just bought off the internet. This is a metal one, and this is standard Braille, and this is a jumbo Braille. So it's a little bit bigger. You can't really tell, but it's a little bit bigger. There's space farther apart, so it's, in some ways it's a little bit easier to read. And then this, let me see if I can bring you in closer here. This is a Perkins Brailler. It's like a typewriter. Paper, I have rolled paper in here. There's paper goes in the back, and there's a certain way you have to load it. But then there's these 3 keys. These are on the, these are the dots in the Braille cell. So this is the top dot on the left, the second dot on the left, the bottom dot on the left. This is the top dot on the right, the middle dot on the right, and the bottom dot on the right. And this is I believe this is a backspace key. And then this is like the return key where it moves the paper up. And then this is that's where you type. I mean, that's where where it makes the dots, I guess the cursor. And these have been around for a long time, and they're quite expensive. I think you can get from the Perkins company itself, they have a school for the blind. It's all back east, and they still have their and they still make these braillers. They have newer ones that are plastic and do more fancy stuff, and they have ones that have a screen on them and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, even ones like this, if you can get it from the Perkins Braille store for about $800. And then on eBay, you can find them for anywhere from $200 on up. This one was, I believe, $79 because it was for parts or repair, because the person who had it didn't know how to work it, and so he couldn't tell whether it was good or not. So I had a 50-50 chance that he just didn't know what he was doing and it worked just fine, or 50% chance that it actually was broken and needed some repair. And fortunately for me, there is a couple, there's a guy who does Perkins repairs here in Washington, and there's another one that does repairs on the Oregon coast. And so the one on the Oregon coast is a Perkins authorized repair person, whereas the one in Washington is not. But so even at what I paid for it, if it didn't work, it still would have been worth it to have it repaired. But fortunately for me, it does work. I put paper in it, you can start typing away, and it works just fine. So that's the other way to write Braille, and I really like this. This is I'm really pleased with this. Okay, now here's some other stuff. Now, on your iPhone, there's something called, there's accessibility settings in the setting, and you can turn on this thing called VoiceOver, which will read you what's on the screen. But if you're not familiar with VoiceOver, do not turn it on your phone, because you will be totally lost onto how to make your phone work. Because there's one's finger swipe up, one finger swipe left, one's finger swipe right, and two finger swipes and three finger swipes, and they all do different things. And so, yeah. So if you turn that on and you don't know the swiping, you're going to be stuck. But then there's this thing, which is called a Hable One, and you can see it has the cells. Now this one here is cell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you hold it. No, this is backwards. This is cell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, because you hold it away from you like this, and you have your fingers on it, so it mimics the Braille cell as you're looking at it. And your fingers go on it, and you hold it. And this is button 7, and the one on the right there, the big button, is button 8. And so this will hook up to your phone when you're using VoiceOver. And you can control your phone with this, and it makes it a whole lot easier. I can sit with my phone in another room, and it's all Bluetooth, and I can make phone calls. I have a headset that I use, a Bluetooth headset, and I can make phone calls. Even if I'm not around my phone with this, I can control my phone. And when I make a move, it says in my headset, where the cursor's at, what app I'm on, and all that stuff, and it's really quite nice. I'm learning more and more about it each day, getting better and better at it. At first I had to keep turning it on and off because I'd get stuck. But now I've been using it all day, except for now because I'm using the camera. And yeah, so I really like this. And this is I've seen them for $180 on Amazon, and I've seen them for new from the Hable company. They're about $350. Yeah, but I didn't pay that much for this. And then, let me see. Oh, and then I do have white canes. This is a long one. And this one I got for free from they're the National Federation of the Blind. If you I think I called them, or I did it online, I can't remember. But, and they, you can pick your length, and then they send you the cane for free, and it comes in a big long tube. It's pretty cool. And then I bought this off of Amazon. And this is a folding cane, so I usually take this with me when we go in the car, because carrying that big long cane in the car is problematic at times. So use this one, and this is called a marshmallow tip, and this is a rolling marshmallow tip because it rolls. So when you're going back and forth across the walk in front of you, it just rolls instead of scrapes. And so I like that cane. There's all kinds of different canes out there. They even have electronic canes now. I think it's called the We Walk, and it has electronics in it. It has a sensor that can tell you if something is in your way. believe it'll do it above your waist and up too. So you know, I mean, your white cane isn't going to help you on a branch hanging down in front of your face. But that the WeWalk cane will alert you that there's something there, which is kind of nice. I've watched some reviews on it on Facebook, or not Facebook, but on YouTube, and they're kind of spendy. And then for reading and listening to books, I mean, there is Audible. You wind up paying for that on a monthly subscription, or you just buy the book. But there's also the National, or the Washington Talking Book and Braille Library has these. These are well, it's like a tape player, but it takes these cartridges, which are USB things, and they made it so that it's easy for a blind person who can't see. I mean, there's Braille on it, and easy for them to put it in. And the buttons are big and tactile, and you can, one of these buttons, you tap on it and you can, and it'll, when you start it up, you can, if there's no cartridge in it, you can tap around on all the keys and it'll tell you what each key does. And so, like, this is a play button, this is a sleep button, so you can listen to a book before you sleep and it'll shut off on its own. And the volume keys, the on-off button. And it's really, let's see, I'll turn it on here.
Player on.
Hear that?
7. Books. Muzzle. End of book. Press play stop to go to next book.
Yeah. See? And they have
Player off.
They have quite a collection of books. And they come in the mail in these little plastic mailers, and they have the return information on it. It comes with there's a little card that fits in there that has your name and address on it when it comes to you. Then you can pull the card out and flip it around, and it has the books that they've put on that cartridge. And it pops open, and you just put the cartridge in there and close it up and stick it in the mailbox, and it goes back to the library. Really a nice system. And you can buy blank cartridges off of Amazon, and you can also buy the cases. And they have a app or a program called Bard that I think the National Library Service has that. But you can download. It's just like a digital library. You can download the audio book onto your computer, and then if you want to, you can either listen it off your computer or through the Bard app, or you can listen to your phone on the Bard app, or you can copy it onto one of these cartridges, and then you can use it in the player, which is kind of nice. And then for if you know Braille, they also have these that you can get from them. This is a made by Humanware. It's a 20-cell e-reader. So these are each of the cells, and when let me see if I can turn it on here and see if it does anything. I don't know if you can see. And my battery might be dead. So anyway, when it comes on, you then have the keys like you do on the Perkins Brailler. So this is cell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 8, and that's 7. And then this is a space bar. Both of these are space bars. And then on the front, there's down, up, left, or left and right. And then that's the inner key, that little round button. And so you can attach this to an iPhone or your iPad. I think it'll also go on to, what are those other phones called? Yeah, those other phones. I can't remember what they're called now. Anyway, the other brand of phone. And so you can attach it to those. You can, I can't remember whether you can attach it to your computer or not. But anyway, this is Bluetooth enabled, and it has Wi-Fi. This is attached to my Wi-Fi here in the house, and it has online services. It has the Bard link to it, and so I logged into my Bard on this, and there in my wish list on Bard, I had some Braille books, and so I was able to download them to this, and so now I can read them on this. And what it does is these little cells, they refresh, and so one line, your line of text will come here, and then the next line will show up, and you read it, and it just keeps scrolling down. And now this is on loan from the Washington Talking Book and Braille Library. So eventually it'll have to go back. This is a Humanware Brailliant, or this is based on Humanware Brailliant 20 cell Braille display. And it can do more than what this is pared down so that you can't make notes on it. There's stuff that you can't do with it that you can do if you bought the actual product. And I can't remember how much those are. I think they're over $1,000, but I'd have to check on that to make sure. But this is really nice. I know Braille. I know my letters. Know the numbers. Learning the punctuation. That's a little bit more difficult as far as I'm concerned. and then that's stage 1 Braille. And there's stage 2 Braille where they have contracted Braille, where like and is a certain character set. Instead of spelling it out AND, it's just one character. It's just one cell, and so it's like when you're texting people and you use LOL or you use those contracted stuff. It's kind of like that. And so I know a couple on that, but just because I had to learn them because I was stuck. So, but this is and the library is really helpful on using these. And when I got this, it was in contracted Braille, and I couldn't understand what it was telling me, and so their budget's been cut, and so now you call and you leave a message with your name and number and a detailed message about what you need help with. And she called me back. I did it at night, and she called me back the next morning and helped me get it to uncontracted Braille so I could actually understand it. And it just took a second. It was really, really helpful. So I'm going to have to charge it. And it comes with the case and the handle, or the couple straps and a charger. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Hopefully this doesn't disappoint too many people, but you know, this is kind of about my life as well as crafting and other stuff, and so this is just kind of what I'm dealing with right now. I'm discovering I can't really do a whole lot of stuff that requires intense gaze, even with my magnifying glasses, because it just kind of hurts my eyes after a little bit. So I'll be doing, you know, if I'm doing sewing machine stuff, I'll just sew for a little bit and stop and come back and pick it up where I left off, and give my eyes a chance to rest and everything. So yeah, I'm using my white cane more. I take it every time we go somewhere, so I have problems with seeing curbs and steps and things. Yeah, things get in the way. So yeah, so I'm just preparing in case my eyes get so bad. I just, you know, I can't. I usually do, or I used to did the Divine Office in the evenings, which is a set of books that usually Catholics use, but anyone can use them. And there's scripture readings and all kinds of stuff for every day, for actually 6 times a day. You can do that. Though I used to do it 3 times a day. Then I did morning and evening. Now I'm just doing evening. But now I can't do it because my eyes get so sore trying to read the text, and I'm having trouble even seeing it right. So now I'm using, what is it called? I'll leave it in the description. There's a name. It's on my phone, and I'm talking to you on my phone, so I can't look. But it does the same thing, but it reads it to you. So it's kind of nice. It's not quite. I would rather read the books, but this is all right too. So anyway, this is 28 minutes. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna call it for the day. You know, I hope you enjoy this infomercial. Give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and leave me a comment. Appreciate your comments. If you have any questions, you know, let me know what they are, and I'll try and answer them the best I can. And yeah, and, you know, and I usually, my email address is in the description. If you don't want to leave a comment, but still want to talk to me, you can, you know, send me an email. I check my email every day. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you all have a great weekend and a great week, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye.